In Reading, WEEU, and Victor Emmanuel Beneficial Society.
Now for all the action, let's go courtside with Bob McCool and Rich Scarcella.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome. Our coverage of Berks County High School basketball continues. It's the Boys County Championship up next. It's the Reading Red Knights, the Wilson Bulldogs, squaring off for the third time this season. And Reading High is at 13-11 on the season. The Bulldogs are 19-5. Wilson finishing in second place in Division I at 8-4. The Red Knights on their heels at 7-5. They come in as the number 4 seed. Alongside Rich Garcella, my name is Bob McCool. And, Rich, we're going to jump right into our keys to the game, and they're brought to you, as always, by RE/MAX real estate agent Phil Macaronis. If you're buying or selling a home, Phil Macaronis is a member of the RE/MAX Hall of Fame with over 20 years of experience providing countless buyers and sellers keys to their real estate transactions. Call 610-670-2770. Ask for Phil Macaronis for the keys to buying and selling your home. Red Knights and Bulldogs for the Boys County Championship, and Rich has his keys to the game.
The visiting team, the Reading High Red Knights, the 4th seeds. They'll be wearing their black uniforms. The keys for Coach Francis Kamara: close out on Maddox Gruber. Do not allow him any type of room, because if he has room, he will score. He had 32 points against Reading back in December in an overtime win at Westlawn. Second thing is run the floor. They want to keep the pressure on the Wilson defense by running the floor in transition. The third thing, show some poise, control their emotions. It's been a common thread for Reading all year. They've done a good job of it lately as they've won 9 of their last 10. For the home team, the number 2 seed, the Wilson Bulldogs, coached by Matt Cauldron, he wants to control the tempo. He wants to play at the Bulldogs' pace. They will run if they get an opportunity to, but mostly they want to play. They make this a half-court game. The Bulldogs also want to control the glass. They have a height advantage. I shouldn't say that with Blake Adams. I keep forgetting about him. But Wilson is a very good rebounding team. They want to control the glass. And the third thing is they want to handle Reading's pressure because it is relentless.
We're going to take a timeout. We'll come back with the starting lineups and a tip-off. It's the Red Knights and the Bulldogs and the Boys County Championship after this.
WEEU is a credit union that understands Pennsylvania, what it means to grow up here, raise a family, start a business. And we're committed to being your financial partner for life. With competitive rates, exclusive member discounts, and modern technology, WEEU offers personalized banking that will make you feel right at home. Visit bankingforpa.org and sign up for WEEU membership through our partner association, the Pennsylvania Consumer Council. WEEU, banking that understands home.
Got a special event? Let Renner's Markets cover the catering with their delicious selection of party platters and prepared foods. Host the best brunch with their sunrise brioche sliders, wraps, and fruit trays. Treat your guests to Renner's assortment of pastries and cakes, or take your party to the next level with fried or rotisserie chicken, shrimp cocktail trays, traditional or boneless wings, and even more easy-to-heat meals made by our executive chefs. Put down the apron and pick up the party with Renner's Catering. Check out the menu at the market or order online at rennersmarkets.com.
Welcome back to our pregame show. It's time now for our starting lineups. They're brought to you by Victor Emmanuel Beneficial Society. They've been serving authentic homemade Italian dishes for over 100 years. New memberships are now being accepted for only $10. The facility at 311 Hazel Street in Reading is also available for rental for private parties, banquets, and celebrations. Victor Emmanuel, a taste of Italy right here in Reading. Red Knights are coached by one of their own, and Francis Kamara in his second season at Reading High. He's 35-22. And Reading High will have the big man 6'8" junior Blake Adams inside, along with 6'2" senior Khalil Samuel, and the guards, Jeremiah Kamara, 5'9" and a sophomore, Justin DeCastro, 6'2" and a sophomore, and Wesley Rosario is the point guard for the Red Knights. He is 6 foot and a junior. So just one senior in the starting lineup and only 2 in the mix for the Red Knights in 2025. For the Bulldogs, under one of their own, as well as their head coach Matt Cauldron in his 24th season. He is 427 and 202 in his time. And the Bulldogs are a much more experienced basketball team and a team that won the county title over Reading High a season ago. 6'5" senior Luke Levan inside, along with Tom McFadden, a 6 foot and a senior. John Edom is at a guard at 6 foot and a senior. Carell Akings at 5'10" and a junior, the only underclassman. And Maddox Gruber, 5'10" and a senior. The starting 5 for the Bulldogs. And tonight we turn our spotlight on our Bachman Roofing and Solar Spotlight. And we use that whether your needs are residential or commercial, Bachman's Roofing makes the home improvement process easy. The Bachman family has proudly served the Berks County community for over 50 years. Tonight we turn the spotlight on Luke Levan, the Luke Levan factor that Rich Garcella brings to the table. When he has a night, the Bulldogs are pretty successful.
When he scores in double figures, the Wilson Bulldogs are 8-0. So he had 19 last night in the semifinal victory over Governor Mifflin and came on strong in the second half and in overtime, and also had 7 rebounds and 4 blocks. So Luke Levan versus Blake Adams will be an interesting matchup. We saw it at the Geigel in late January, and we'll see it again here tonight.
Red Knights lost to Reading High in overtime. At Wilson, 71-63. Luke Levan had 12 points in that one. They lose at the Geigel, 54-52. And the Red Knights, as Rich said, in their visiting black with a red trim, control the basketball. And the man-to-man defense for the Wilson Bulldogs, the number 2 seed in the home white uniforms with the red trim. Rosario guarded by McFadden. Best on-ball defender. They rub off the screen. McFadden with a screen to roll, and Blake Adams will get the 2.
Really nice pick and roll to begin the game for the Red Knights. Rosario, of course, with the assist.
Levan had a hedge out on Rosario, and Adams was open, and he gets the first 2 points of the ball game, and a good sign for the Red Knights at that. Here's Gruber, guarded by Sam, and finishes with the left hand for 2.
Maddox Gruber got off to a little bit of a slow start last night. Not so here tonight. Nice move with the left hand.
We are tied at 2. As Rich said, he had a career-high 32 in the overtime game against the Red Knights. Rosario off the Adams screen will look for the roll. Instead, he looks at the baseline and finds Samuel again for the assist for Rosario.
He had 6 assists last night. He's already has 2.
4-2 Red Knights as a result. McFadden brings it up the floor for Wilson. Levan sets the screen up high. McFadden inside for Gruber. Poked away by Rosario. Out of bounds. It'll stay Bulldog basketball.
Some contact there, but Rosario got away with it. Bob, Rosario, we've said this. We've had Reading several times. The more often Rosario has the ball in his hands on offense, the better the chances that Reading wins the game, because he does so many things well, but especially finding the open man.
John Edom was open for a moment, tried to go around the closeout of Blake Adams, but he traveled in the process. The length, the size of Blake Adams forces Edom to travel with a basketball. Right back to the Red Knights with a 4-2 lead. We're a minute and a half in.
Bob, we haven't mentioned, this is the final game of the season for the Reading High Red Knights. They did not qualify for the District 3 playoffs, so this is their season. We'll see how urgent, what kind of urgency they play with tonight, but they did so last night.
DeCastro spins in, may have gotten away with a walk. Adams to the rebound, misses the putback. Tried for a second, but Levan eventually pulls it away. Bulldogs back the other way in the hands of Gruber. Gruber from one end to the other, right at 3 Red Knights. No, but Levan is there to clean it up for the Bulldogs.
Again, getting Luke Levan involved in the offense, really important for Wilson.
Gruber so quick with a basketball in his hands, went right at 3 Reading defenders, and Levan cleans it up to tie it up at 4 apiece. Samuel drives to the foul line, gives it up for Rosario, who swings it around for DeCastro. On the clear out for at Edom. Edom blocks his shot. In the deflection out, Gruber ahead of the pack. Maddox Gruber will miss the shot, and Blake Adams hustles down and grabs the rebound for Reading High. Gruber took a peek, and it may have cost him the layup. Rosario dumps for Samuel. Shot, no. Rebounded by McFadden. Luke the shot.
Matt Coldren says, slow things down here, fellas. We want to get into a half-court game, not a full-court game.
3 minutes in, 4-4 tie. Grell Akins with his first touch off the screen from Levan for 3. No. Levan with the offensive rebound. Putback may have been fouled or blocked. I guess it's blocked and it's out of bounds. And it will go over to Reading High. I believe it was DeCastro who got a piece of Luke Levan's shot. This game brought to you in part by Cross-Keys Insurance, an independent insurance agency that can help you find the right policy for auto, home, business, or life insurance needs. With offices in both Reading and Hamburg, Cross-Keys Insurance will be the key to your security. Rosario pass, too hot to handle for Adams. Turnover, Red Knights. Aching, stutter step, goes right at Rosario, up and under, misses it. Rosario has the rebound. Now he wants to go back the other way. Cross half court, gives it up for Samuel. Goes inside, wild shot, no. Adams with a weak side rebound. Goes right up at Levan and gets two more.
Big men going at each other so far, both very active at both ends of the floor. Adams gets the best of Levan there.
We saw that in the matchup at the Geigel.
Yep.
At that point, Adams was available for Reading High. Before that, he was ineligible due to transfer problems. And now Adams has the early lead. 4 points for Adams, 2 for Levan, and a 6-4 lead for the Red Knights. McFadden for Levan. He's fouled first. Foul's going to be on Wesley Rosario. First foul called on either team. Craig Lavigna, Adonis Fleming, and Tim Negrini on the whistles tonight for our boys championship. Blake Adams out. Xavier Beatty in for the Red Knights.
Cam Zulinger in for Wilson. Corell Akings out. Zulinger really helped spark Wilson last night. Did a lot of things very, very well.
And Akings really couldn't get it going a whole lot offensively for Wilson. So an early switch for the Bulldogs as Edom drives inside. Little turnaround jumper that's well off the mark. Levan there. His putback is blocked by Beatty. Controlled by Beatty. Up ahead for DeCastro. DeCastro going to go right at Levan. Tied up by Gruber. Possession arrow will give it back to the Wilson Bulldogs. 3:36 left to go. It's 6-4 Reading on top.
Second turnover for the Red Knights, 1 for Wilson.
Red Knights give up about 61 points per game. Wilson just 45 and a half. That's the nature of what is done in West Lawn. Defense first. Gruber off the screen for a long-range three. No. Zulinger flies in for a rebound and dribbles back out into the corner. Skip pass, and it's taken away by Rosario. Red Knights off the turnover. Rosario through traffic, tied up and fouled. Zulinger thought he got all ball.
Zulinger thought he tied Rosario up, but the official.
So I guess we know who the foul is on. Zulinger get called for the foul. His first, Bulldogs first. Red Knights will inbound underneath. Samuel in the corner for Rosario in the post-up with McFadden on his back. Flips it for DeCastro, who flips it now for Samuel from left wing to right and back to the top. Jeremiah Kamara touches it, to my memory, for the first time on offense.
Yeah, he has not touched the ball, which is really interesting. He had 19 points last night in the semifinal win over Berks Catholic.
Had 22 in the overtime loss in West Lawn to the Bulldogs. Rosario flips it for DeCastro. To the corner for Samuel. Step back for three. No. Rebounded by Levan. Here come the Bulldogs. Down by 2. Wilson has the basketball in the hands of Gruber. Zulinger off the screen up high. And now for Gruber on the right wing. Gruber to the basket and again lays it in.
Stuck underneath Rosario for the deuce.
Maddox Gruber uses his left hand around the basket so well, and he does that on the drive to the right side, and we are tied at 6. Kamara tries to get by. Gives it back for Samuel. Sees Levan. Puts on the brakes, throws it away. Maddox Gruber back the other way for Wilson. Again, driving to the hole. Lost it out of bounds off of Kamara. It stays Wilson basketball. 6-6 our score, and a couple of substitutions each way. Corell Akings back in for Wilson. Nelson Malave, sophomore, into the game for the Red Knights. 2:05 left in the first. Tied at 6. Inbounds for Gruber, for Zulinger, along with Akings, Levan, and McFadden for Wilson. Akings off the Levan screen, hesitates, sees Beatty, kicks it out. Zulinger catch and shoot three, no. Rosario had it for a second, picks it up off the floor, and wants to go with it. Up ahead for Kamara in the corner. To the baseline, Jeremiah drives, Levan rejects his shot, but a foul as well, and I think it's going to be on the Bulldog big man. It is. His first, Wilson's second.
After not seeing the ball much in the first few minutes, Kamara was determined. He's been determined to get to the basket. Dribbled past Zulinger, challenged Levan, and drew the foul.
As Rich said, in 19 points last night, his 15th time in double figures. He's very good at the free throw line at 78%, but he misses the first.
The thing he did last night, Bob, that we haven't seen a lot of is he went to the basket and was very effective because he's a good outside shooter, likes to take his outside shot, likes to take the three. But last night he went to the basket extremely well against the Saints.
He's got just 12 threes in a year. He was more proficient, from my memory, last year as a freshman. That was kind of his role on the team last year as a kid who can come in and knock down a three for you. He makes 1 out of 2 at the free throw line, makes it 7-6 Red Knights, and now the Red Knights showing a little 1-2-2 pressure. No problem for the Bulldogs to get it across half. Skip pass for Gruber to the high post for Akings, and around as Michael Glover's into the game now for Wilson. He's got it at the right elbow. Around for Akings, corner Zulinger three, buried it.
Zulinger had a couple threes last night against Berks County. Finds the range on his second three tonight.
Gives Wilson its first lead at 9-7. With 1:08 left to go in the first. Malave in front of the Bulldog bench. In the corner is Rosario. Drives, kicks it back to Castro. Drives, spins, gets himself through traffic, misses it. Deflects it, gets it back. Stripped by Zulinger, taken away by the Bulldogs. Cam Zulinger with a quick hands, gets it back in the Bulldog favor. Now he's going to shoot another three. This one is short. Rosario and Glover combined, foul Michael Glover.
Rosario hitting the defensive boards hard for Reading. Glover, very physical player, went for the offensive rebound and picked up the foul.
McFadden will check out of the game for the Bulldogs, and John Edom back in.
Let's see who guards Rosario. It looks like it's going to be Edom. Yeah, because Gruber's going to guard Kamara.
43.6 left to go in the first quarter. Wilson 9, Reading 7. Ball in the hands of Rosario. Drives, collision, no foul. There's the whistle. Didn't hear the whistle initially, but Wesley Rosario banged by Michael Glover. That's going to be the second on Glover, and Rosario will shoot 2. He's still on the ground.
I'm not sure what he landed, what happened.
I think he's okay.
Yeah, he is. Okay.
Glover's second personal will put Wesley Rosario at the line.
I think he's feeling his back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's face it. He ran into Michael Glover. I mean, there's walls that would probably rather run into than Michael Glover.
He's not going to win that meeting.
He doesn't give much. 6'3", 200, I'm going to guess at least 40, 50-pound 10th grader.
I'm just looking at his legs, his calves especially.
Yep. All-state tight end is a sophomore for the Bulldogs in the fall. Paid a visit to see tight end a few weeks ago at State College. As Rosario shoots a couple for the Bulldogs, for the Red Knights, and makes them both. We're tied. Actually, made 1 out of 2. I stand corrected.
Yes,
1 out of 2. It's 9-8. First point for Rosario.
So Levan back in the game for Glover, who goes to the bench with 2 fouls.
Red Knights again with the 1-2-2 with DeCastro out at the point. Bulldogs patiently get it across half. Here's the trap. It's deflected. Zulinger picks it up. Zulinger to the baseline for Akings. Up, no good.
You can't buy a basket. It's something.
Beatty with a rebound. Up ahead to Castro from Malave to the corner. Foul line jumper to Castro, also having trouble finding the range tonight. Jump shot is no good, and the Bulldogs have it back. Kenyon Sheriff also into the game for Reading High. Akings drives. Gruber, a long three is just off the back iron to end the quarter. And after one period of play in the Boys County Championship for 2025, it is the Wilson Bulldogs 9, the Reading Red Knights 8, back to Santander Arena after this on WEEU in Reading.
This is XYZ Insurance. How can I help?
I have a question about my home policy.
Okay, question about phone policy.
Home policy.
Okay, gnome policy.
HOME, home.
Technology is great, but sometimes it's better to talk with a real person. With Erie Insurance, you have a caring, independent agent who's with you from beginning to end. Your Erie agent is Cross Keys Insurance. Get a quote today at crosskeysins.com. Go to erieinsurance.com for company licensure and product details.
Hi, I'm Mike Kuhn with Kuhn Funeral Homes. Since 1937, our family has been committed to serving our community. We now have 3 active generations, as I have the honor of working with my father and son. With 5 convenient locations to serve our neighbors, Kuhn Funeral Homes continues to dedicate our family to your family. Thank you for believing in us, and we promise to always be there for you.
Back at Santander Arena alongside Rich Garcella, my name is Bob McCool. The Reading Red Knights, this is their 35th appearance in a Berks County championship. By the way, that's only in 45 years because, of course, Reading High played in the old Central Penn League before 1980 when they became a part of the Berks County League. So in 45 years, this is their 35th appearance in a county championship, and they have already won more than anyone in 25 county championship titles. Wilson Bulldogs, this is their 19th appearance in a county final. They've won 12 total. Rosario with another great find to start the second quarter, leads to a DeCastro layup.
Yeah, Rosario dribbled left, then threw back across the lane to the right side to DeCastro.
First 2 for DeCastro. Red Knights are back up on top 10-9 as Wilson has its first possession of the second quarter. Akings up high, long way from the basket comes Luke Levan. Around for Zulinger and around for Gruber to the corner for Akings. Hesitates, shoots, misses. Rebounded by Rosario.
Akings has really struggled here at Santander Arena the last 2 nights.
Bulldogs get back quickly and no opportunity in transition for Reading High.
Akings scored 14 in the quarterfinal win over Schuylkill Valley on Monday night and then just had 4 last night in the overtime win over Mifflin, just one off his season low of 3.
Rosario taking it himself and takes it strong for 2.
First shot of the night by Wesley, and he drains it.
12-9 as a result. 3 points for Rosario and a 3-point Reading High lead. 6:45 left to go in the half. Akings, Levan, Zulinger, Gruber, and Edom, the 5 on the floor for the Bulldogs. Gruber looking for Levan inside. Now he has it. Blake Adams guards him. Backs him down, up with a hook shot off the back iron 2, 3, 4 times and off the side.
I thought that was going to hang on the rim like a shot did in the girls' game.
Siani Beatty had that. She ended up with 16 points, and the Red Knights won it. Here's a strip on the other end. Bulldogs come away with a steal in the hands of Maddox Gruber. From the right wing, Gruber trying to get by Kenyon Sheriff. Kicks it out. Edom will take a 3 for the tie. No. Loose on the floor, and Justin DeCastro has it for Reading High. Rosario up ahead from Malave, who has to chase it down. Inside of 6 minutes to go in the half. DeCastro, Rosario, Malave, Sheriff, and Blake Adams, the 5 on the floor for Reading High.
Shot selection hasn't been the best for the Bulldogs here in the second quarter. 2 missed threes by Edom and Akings.
With McFadden on the bench, Edom now guarding Rosario, who sets him up with a drive. Levan comes at him. The shot went off the clock at the top of the backboard, and that's a turnover back to the Bulldogs. Rosario looking for a whistle and a foul, doesn't get the call.
I think it's going to count as a shot because he was trying to get the foul, but either way, it's Wilson basketball.
McFadden back in as Zulinger will take a breather. Bulldogs have it. Red Knights lead it 12-9.
Yeah, Bob, Akings is Wilson's second leading scorer. It's going to be really important to get some production from him tonight, more than 4 points. Anyway.
He drives here, but the ball slipped out of his hands. He misses it. Up ahead for DeCastro. Quickly down the floor. Up, no good. Levan comes down with a rebound. Bulldogs have it right back. Red Knights can't score in transition on that shot. Here's McFadden the other way off the Levan screen. Kicks it the other way instead for Gruber. Trying to get away from Nelson Malave. Tough jump shot for Gruber, and he buried it.
Some of the shots that Maddox Gruber hit against Reading at the Geigle, he hit an off shooting night overall, but some of the shots that he made were spectacular, and that one is right up there with him.
He's got 6. The lead for the Red Knights is down to 1. 12-11, Reading High on top. Rosario to the corner for DeCastro. McFadden now guarding Rosario, and Edom switches back to DeCastro. Malave fakes, drives, kicks it for Adams, gets Levan up in the air, blocked and out of bounds. It'll stay Reading High basketball. And here comes the Cavalry. Khalil Samuel, Jeremiah Kamara, and Xavier Beatty all back in for the Red Knights. Malave, Adams, and Sheriff out. Here comes Christo Hunsinger for the Bulldogs. The senior comes in, and Luke Levan will come out. So both Adams and Levan out of the game at the same time with 4:26 left to go in the half. Inbounds for Samuel, guarded by Akings. Gives it to Kamara, guarded by Gruber.
Kamara with just 1 point so far. He's Reading's leading scorer.
Rosario trying to back down McFadden. Gets him up in the air. Pump fake. Misses. Gets his own rebound. Right back up and home.
Great effort by Wesley Rosario.
Lead is 3 again for Reading High as Rosario has 4. The Red Knights 6 in this second quarter.
He also has 6 rebounds already.
John Edom in front of the Red Knight bench. Akings on the post-up. Turnaround jumper. There it is.
That's a good sign. That's his first basket of the night. They're going to need more of that. Wilson's going to need more of that from Akings.
Pulls Wilson to within a point at 14-13. 3:35 left to go in the first half. Mara swings it for DeCastro, who gives it up for Rosario and then sets a screen for Wesley. Screen and roll back to DeCastro. Hunsinger closes out on him. He goes right at him, misses the shot. Gruber comes up with a rebound. Gruber tries to go around a couple of Red Knights, and he's fouled. I believe this will be on Beatty. It is.
That was terrific defense in the low post by Christo Hunsinger.
Foul on Xavier Beatty is his first. Red Knights first. Zulinger back in. Edom out for Wilson. Bulldogs inbound, down by a point.
Wilson's got to like the pace of this game. It's played at the Bulldogs' pace, not at the Red Knights so far.
Swinging around, Gruber, another really long three, and he buried it.
He was almost in our lap.
He may have been closer to us than he was at the three-point line. Maddox Gruber puts Wilson back up on top as a result at 16-14. First three of the night for Gruber is 48th of the season.
Is that good? It is.
16-14 Wilson. Rosario for the tie from the foul line. No on the friendly touch. In the hands of Akings. Back the other way come the Bulldogs. McFadden handling the basketball. Drives at Samuel. To the rim. No. Tipped and controlled by Xavier Beatty and Reading High. Almost lost it. Still loose, and he did lose it. Poked away by Akings. He has it in the open floor. Drives and is fouled.
You know, here's something, Bob, as it's going to be out of bounds. We talked about Wilson protecting the basketball against Reading's pressure. Reading has 7 turnovers. Wilson has 2.
Foul that time was on Justin DeCastro for Reading High. That's his first, Reading's second. Nelson Malave will come in now. And DeCastro comes out with 2:18 to go here in the first.
So far, Wilson's defensive pressure has been more effective than Reading's.
Inbounds for Hunsinger, who gets some separation for the defense. Well played. Christo Hunsinger lays it in for 2.
Really nice play by Christo, who doesn't score a lot of points, but he's given Wilson a nice lift here in the second quarter.
Kamara drives at him, spins around the other way, misses it, but gets fouled.
It's going to be on Gruber.
Jeremiah Kamara back to the free throw line as Gruber picks up his first.
Gruber has done an outstanding job on Kamara. He has just 1 point, 1 of 2 from the line. He's averaging 14.5. Scored 19 last night in the semifinal win over Berks Catholic.
Red Knights beat while missing in the quarters, and then as Rich said, Berks Catholic 48-41 last night. Wilson beat Schuylkill Valley comfortably 72-48 in the quarters, and in the overtime win last night against Governor Mifflin 55-43. Overtime has been a factor for the Bulldogs a lot since the new year. Kamara makes the first, misses the second. So another 1 out of 2 trip for Kamara makes it a 3-point lead for Wilson at 18-15. Edom drives, stops, plants, and did he step on the end line? He did.
Yeah, it wasn't a walk. Stepped on the end line. Just the 3rd turnover for Wilson.
These two teams have met 6 times in a county championship prior to tonight. Wilson has won 5 of the 6.
I think it's the last 5, right?
Yep. The last one that Reading High won was 1990.
I was there.
So was Matt Coldren. He was on the losing end of that one.
And
Danielle Melcher, some other guy.
And Danielle Marshall and Kerry Collins were in that game.
That is correct. The only time the Red Knights beat the Bulldogs in a county championship. Rosario works his way through traffic. Screen and roll back to Beatty. But Bulldogs adjust. Here's Samuel driving into traffic. Dumps it for Beatty. Kick out for Malave. Patience by Reading. Look to the baseline. Kamara, too many bodies around it. Bounces it off of Zulinger. It's going to be Reading High basketball. I believe it is.
Wilson's defensive rotations has been terrific here in the first half. This possession just now, Reading's had hardly any room.
Red Knights inbound, and it's back in the hands of Rosario. Always the quarterback, directing traffic on the floor. Pulls it out, now drives into the foul line, kicks it back for Malave.
And no room. McFadden cut off the lane.
Off the screen, they switch. McFadden now on Malave, Edom on Rosario. And out of a little bit of frustration for the bench, Francis Kamara will call a timeout. We're going to take a 30-second timeout when we get back. It's Wilson 18, Reading High 15, late second quarter.
Are your garage doors noisy, squeaky, or moving unevenly? Do they snap, crackle, or pop? Having trouble opening and closing them? Don't be left sitting in the driveway. It's time for a tune-up from Overhead Doors. Starting at just $99, we'll inspect, lube, and adjust your garage doors so they operate smoothly. Call today and ask for a tune-up special from Overhead Door, your hometown garage door company since 1965. Overhead Door, we're more than just doors. OverheadDoorReading.com.
55.1 left to go, and a little bit of frustration for the Reading High bench as the Red Knights just couldn't really find anything against the Wilson defense, and so Francis Kamara burns his first time out with his team down by 3 late here in quarter number 2.
The two guys who have played exceptional defense so far is Tommy McFadden has really limited Wesley Rosario's penetration. He has 5 points, but he's limited his penetration, and Maddox Gruber and Jeremiah Kamara has been outstanding.
Back to Rosario again, drives into traffic, dumps it off for Beatty, misses the shot on the deflection. Gruber on the run out, trying to get ahead of the pack, will miss the shot. Zulinger hustles down to get the rebound, kick it back to Gruber, 40 seconds left to go, and Wilson has it. To the corner for Hunsinger, back to Gruber. I think Matt Coldren wants one shot.
He is imploring them to play for one shot.
Message now received by the Bulldogs on the floor. Inside of 30 seconds to go in half number 1.
I think his heart may have skipped a beat when Christo Hunsinger looked at the basket from three-point range.
He got mad at me when I told him if it keeps up, his hair is going to be as gray as his pants, but I'm not lying. Here's a find by Edom to the baseline for Zulinger. Kick out. Here's Gruber down to 9 seconds to go. Back to Gruber with 6. Gruber with a drive. Gruber with the finish for 2 at the buzzer.
That's exactly what Wilson wanted. Oh,
Wesley Rosario heaves it from three-quarter court
off the front of the rim.
And that will send the teams to the locker room almost with a whole lot more flair. But Maddox Gruber with the drive to the bucket gives the Bulldogs their largest lead for either side at the break. Wilson 20, Reading High 15. Our Lincoln Plumbing Heating halftime show will continue with more high school basketball presented by Savage Auto Group after this on WEEU in Reading.
UECU is a credit union that understands Pennsylvania, what it means to grow up here, raise a family, start a business. And we're committed to being your financial partner for life. With competitive rates, exclusive member discounts, and modern technology, UECU offers personalized banking that will make you feel right at home. Visit bankingforpa.org and sign up for UECU membership through our partner association, the Pennsylvania Consumer Council. UECU, banking that understands home.
They say dogs are man's best friend, so they deserve the very best. Houndstown in Reading is a full-service dog daycare and boarding facility with spacious rooms, quality grooming, and plenty of room for fun. While you're away, the dogs will play. Houndstown has all the enrichment your pet needs for their physical and social health. They offer a variety of spa services like baths, nail trimming, toothbrushing, and dematting. Give Fido the finest at Houndstown, 610-947-1441, or visit houndstownreading.com.
Sure Stay Plus by Best Western offers a welcome and comfortable stay for the business or leisure traveler, providing clean and cozy rooms at a reasonable price. Conveniently located at the intersection of Route 12 and North 5th Street in Reading, Sure Stay Plus provides a fresh, hot breakfast buffet, all-day coffee, free fast Wi-Fi, HD TV, fridge, and microwave, and much more. Plus, business travelers have access to services such as copying and a meeting space. Call 610-371-0500 to book your stay or visit bestwestern.com.
Ahoy! Adelphia Seafood is your neighborhood market for the freshest seafood around, with locations in West Lawn, Fairgrounds Market, and Pottsville. They offer a range of delicious options from crab cakes, clams, fresh organic salmon, and succulent shrimp, as well as convenient take-home dinners and more. For more information or to place an order, Visit AdelphiaSeafood.com or just call one of their stores. Enjoy top quality seafood and exceptional service right in your community at Adelphia Seafood.
Tonight's halftime show is brought to you by Lincoln Plumbing and Heating. When you need a plumber, get a good one. Locally owned and operated for over 50 years, Lincoln Plumbing has the experience to help from a leaky faucet to a whole bathroom remodel. Call 610-376-0863 for Lincoln Plumbing and Heating, as honest as their name. Alongside Rich Garcella, my name is Bob McCool. And as you would expect between Reading and Wilson, these longtime rivals in Berks County High School basketball, we've got a tight one through 2 quarters of play, with the Bulldogs on top 20-15, thanks to a spark plug that is Maddox Gruber. Ends up with 11 first-half points, including a well-executed final minute of play by Wilson with the possession to finish off the first half.
That possession couldn't have gone any better if you were Matt Coldren. He got exactly what he wanted. I think they ran off the last maybe 40 seconds of the first half. They had opportunities. Wilson players had openings to the basket, but they kept putting it back out because Matt wanted the last shot. Got the ball in the hands of Gruber, dribbled his way past Nelson Malavi for a layup to finish the half before Wesley Rosario almost brought the house down with a 3/4 length three-point shot. It was off the front of the rim. But Bob, I think the story of the game is Reading 7 turnovers, Wilson 3. This game is being played at Wilson's pace so far. I think Reading is shooting just 6 for 22 from the field. Wilson 9 for 25. Gruber 11 points. They haven't been able to slow him down. 11 points in a 2015 game is a lot. And I think Maddox Gruber also at the defensive end has done an outstanding job containing Jeremiah Kamara. Kamara has no field goal attempts. He's 2 for 4 from the line. No field goal attempts. Last night he had 19 points against Berks Catholic in the semifinals. He's averaging 14.5. He had just 10 points against Wilson in a 54-52 Reading win in January, but he had 22 back in December at Westlawn in Reading's overtime loss to Wilson. If this keeps up, it's going to really hurt Reading's offense and chances of winning this game. They've got to find a way to get him scoring the ball.
20-15, Wilson on top of Reading High. We'll take a break. We'll come back to Santander Arena with more of our Lincoln Plumbing Heating halftime show right after this.
This season, stick with everyone's favorite snack, Diefenbach's potato chips. Legend has it, Mark Diefenbach loved kettle-cooked chips so much, he turned his kitchen in Berks County into the ultimate snack factory. Now, 60 years later, we're still crafting our chips with the same passion and the finest ingredients, right where it all began. Diefenbach's potato chips, available in all your favorite flavors when you need that PA-crafted crunch.
Elite Fuel Services has been one of Berks County's best-kept secrets for more than 20 years. They're a full-service heating and cooling company. Not only do they deliver heating oil, propane, diesel fuel, and gasoline, Elite also has a full HVAC team that is ready to tackle any of your heating or cooling needs. Just a quick Google search away, Elite Fuel Service. Read the reviews and give them a call. You'll feel part of the Elite Fuel family, giving you the peace of mind you deserve.
Savage 61 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is once again the #1 rated auto dealership in Pennsylvania. Thinking it's time to trade up for something newer? We offer the most insane trade-in values you'll find anywhere. Whether you're looking for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, our dedicated team will make sure you drive away happy. Visit us today at savage61.com and see why we're Pennsylvania's top choice.
Judd Firestone Plumbing is your trusted local expert for all your plumbing needs. With over 125 years of combined experience, our team has seen it all, ensuring top quality service and expert solutions every time. From leaky faucets to the kitchen or bathroom of your dreams, we handle it all with professionalism and care. Call today at 610-678-9080. Judd Firestone Plumbing, where experience and reliability come together for your peace of mind.
More of our Lincoln Plumbing Heating halftime show. As Rich said, Maddox Gruber, 11 of the Bulldogs' 20 first-half points, 3 for Cam Zulinger, and 2 each for Corell Akings, Luke Levan, and Christo Hunsinger for the Bulldog total of 20. For the Red Knights, Wesley Rosario with 5 4 for Blake Adams, and they came very early on, and then 2 each for Jeremiah Kamara, Justin DeCastro, and Khalil Samuel. Here's a couple thoughts from my end, Rich. One is for the Red Knights, early on, the offense looked pretty fluid, and that's all because of Wesley Rosario and his distribution. But then it just really bogged down so badly at one point in time. Francis Kamara burned his only time out of the first half.
I think it's been Wilson's interior defense and ball pressure, but interior defense, because when Wesley has found guys underneath, every shot's been contested, and they haven't been able to finish quite a few of them. Early on, they were finishing, but in the second quarter, they didn't. Justin DeCastro, as you said, I think he's 1 for 6 shooting. Blake Adams is 2 for 4. Okay. Beatty 0 for 1. Khalil Samuel 1 for 5. Excuse me. So I think it's that. It's the Wilson interior defense, the low post defense. When the ball gets down there, they're contesting everything and they're making it very difficult for Reading to finish.
The Wilson Bulldogs will continue into the District 3 playoffs on Tuesday. They will take on Cedar Crest. This time, it will be in West Lawn. Last year, it was in Lebanon, and the Bulldogs season, after winning the county championship over Reading High 54-53, saw their season end in South Lebanon 55-50. The rematch, if you want to call it that, happens on Tuesday night in West Lawn, and that's where our District 3 coverage will begin here on WEEU. We'll have that one for you. We'll be on at 7 o'clock. It'll be Wilson and Cedar Crest. The Bulldogs, the 5 seed. The Falcons are the 12 seed. And, of course, for Reading High, they've got 16 minutes left in their basketball season.
Yeah, that's another thing, yeah.
A lot of people were really kind of perplexed by that, but the Red Knights, with their great charge to the finish to try to get into the playoffs, unfortunately 16 teams get in the 6A bracket, and for the first time since 2001, Reading High will not be in a district championship, whether they win the championship tonight or not.
They played with a tremendous sense of energy last night against Berks Catholic. They lost a tough game to Berks Catholic, their only loss in their last 10 games, and that may have been the reason why they didn't make the district playoffs. You can see that. I don't see that same fire yet tonight. Let's see. This is their final 16 minutes of basketball for this season. Let's see if the Red Knights can regain that sense of urgency that they had last night against Berks Catholic.
We're going to take a quick 30-second timeout. We get back. It's the time to start for the third quarter of the Boys County Championship after this.
Looking for a game-winning play for your next tailgate or get-together? Score big this season with trays from Chick-fil-A. Delicious chicken nuggets and chicken strips, fruits and garden salads, chocolate chunk cookies, and their delicious mac and cheese. Make a play with Chick-fil-A and you'll be a winner every time. Visit Chick-fil-A at Broadcasting Square, 5th Street Highway, and Exeter Commons. Chick-fil-A voted America's favorite fast food restaurant.
Before we start quarter number 3, we just got a score update back at the WE Studios. Jeff Nolan, thank you for that score. Talking about the Bulldogs taking on Cedar Crest, we just found out that Cedar Crest has fought their way to the Lancaster 11 League Championship, and they beat Warwick 45-40. So 2 things involved in that. We just talked about the fact that Wilson will play Cedar Crest in the first round. It could be the Berks champion against the Lancaster 11 League champion if Wilson holds on here in the second half. And on the flip side of that, Warwick will host Governor Mifflin, who lost in the semifinal last night to Governor Mifflin in overtime.
It'd be wild if a 5-12 game between
the county,
the
two
Berks
champions
champ and the Lancaster 11 League champ. That'd be crazy, but Wilson still has a half to play here. They're only up 5. Let's see if the Red Knights have some fight left in them this half. 16 minutes to go in their season.
And they inbound to Gruber, who goes right at Blake Adams, comes up empty. Levan there to clean up. His putback is no good. Adams has the rebound, but Gruber stolen away from it. Gruber gets it right back in the hands of the Bulldogs, who get another possession here to start the third quarter. McFadden, Edom, Gruber, Levan, and Akings, the same way the Bulldogs started is how they start the third.
Bob, so far, here we go.
Inside to Levan, going right at Adams with a little baby hook and 2.
Gruber finds him. Adams got caught behind Levan, who scores. Levan had a strong second half last night. Let's see if he can do the same tonight.
4 straight now for the Bulldogs. Their lead, their largest at 7, 22-15, 7:22 left to go. In the third, Wesley Rosario, Jeremiah Kamara, Blake Adams, Justin DeCastro, Khalil Samuel, the 5 for the Red Knights, who start the third quarter. Rosario double team, dumps it for DeCastro. Dumps it back for Samuel, blocked by Levan. Gets it right back and puts it right back for 2.
Great effort by Samuel. Persistence.
4 for Samuel, ends the 4-0 Bulldog run. Makes it a 5-point game again at 22-17. Akings inside again to Levan. Adams giving a little push into McFadden. Up a little baby hook for McFadden. No, good box out. Rosario has it. Up ahead for Samuel on the outlet pass to the rim. Blocked by Levan, and a foul on the chase. And it's going to be on Red Knights over the, oh, actually it hit the scoreboard. I stand corrected. So it's over to Wilson as the ball hit the clock on the top of the scoreboard.
Bob, who took that shot? I had my head down, but I saw
it was Khalil Samuel.
Samuel, because I saw, I mean, Levan had the block. There's no doubt about that.
So the Red Knights back on the defensive end. McFadden kicks it out for Gruber. Inside again for Levan. Establishing the post. Kick out. McFadden left alone for a corner 3. It's good.
Levan, everything going through Luke Levan. McFadden with the 3. Wilson with an 8-point lead.
McFadden's 14th 3 of the year, and the Red Knights deficit is their largest, 25-17. 6 minutes to go in the third.
Remember, 2 years ago, they trailed Exeter at double figures in the third quarter and came back to win by 8 in the championship game.
Rosario hedge out by Edom. Inside for Adam. Adams going up at Levan and rolls it off the rim. No good. Out of bounds. Last touch by Rosario. Wilson basketball.
McFadden with the defensive rebound. Wilson getting to a lot of the loose balls, most of the loose balls here so far.
Matt Coldren, head coach for the Bulldogs in his 24th season. He's 5-1 in Berks title games. Inside again to Levan. He's got Adams on his hip, but he missed the left-hander. Gets it back. Gets Adams up in the air and lays it in.
Great persistence by Luke Levan, and Reading wants a timeout.
A 10-point lead for the first time either way, and it's Luke Levan. The presence inside causing the Red Knights to call a timeout as the deficit reaches 10 with 5:23 left to go in the third. Back to Santander Arena with Wilson on top of Reading, 27-17.
If you are buying or selling a home, contact RE/MAX real estate agent Phil Macaronis. With over 20 years of experience and a member of the RE/MAX Hall of Fame, Phil does it all. From residential to commercial real estate sales. And with his large catalog of repeat and referral customers, you know you can depend on Phil Macaronis. No matter where you're looking for your next home. Call 610-670-2770 or call Phil directly anytime at 610-858-4555.
Since 1970, Redner's Markets has grown thanks to the Berks County community. Your continued commitment is rewarded by becoming a part of their Redner's Rewards program. Shopping at the markets earns you big savings with grocery deals, special offers, and surprise savings from your favorite employee-owned shopping center. Rewards members save at the pump, too, with discounts on fuel prices at Redner's Quick Shops and many more select locations. Shop, earn, and save with the Redner's Rewards program. Sign up at the store or online at rednersmarkets.com.
27-17, Bulldogs have their largest lead as the Wilson has come out of this second half without a doubt trying to feed the post, and sometimes the post feeds back as the post feed it back. Levan feeds it back to McFadden for a 3. In the midst of all of this run for Wilson, and they lead at 27-17. Rosario off the screen up high, goes right to the rim and draws the foul.
Yeah, he was determined, very determined. You could see it in his eyes. He wanted to get to the rim.
Foul going to be on John Edom, his first foul against either side here in half number 2. Putting Wesley Rosario at the free throw line for the second time tonight. He's a great foul shooter at 81% on the season.
Bob, interesting. Xavier Beatty has come into the game for Blake Adams after Luke Levan scored on him a couple times.
And Rosario misses the first of 2. Red Knights have not helped themselves at the free throw line where they're really solid at 72%. Yeah. 3 for 8 so far in this one. 3 for 7, with Rosario getting another. Was right all along. 3 for 8. So he misses it, but he ends up getting his own rebound back. Or no, he doesn't. Akings pulls it up. Up ahead for Gruber. A race to the finish line with Beatty. Gruber misses. Rebounded by Samuel. Back comes Rosario. Head up. To the side for Kamara. Fakes the three. Drives inside. Euro step. Levan blocked it. Ball loose on the floor. Gruber picks it up. Slapped out of his hands. He picks it back up.
That was Kamara's first field goal attempt of the night and Levan's 5th block of the night.
So 6 points for Levan, 5 blocks as well. Now he'll set a screen for McFadden. McFadden waves him in underneath as Beatty now guards him.
Wilson in no hurry.
McFadden on a clear out will drive. Scoop, no, but he's fouled.
It's on Rosario.
That's going to be the second on Rosario, the first against Reading High. And should be a shooting foul and will be for McFadden. McFadden, a 70% free throw shooter on the season. Excellent soccer player. Will continue playing collegiately. And makes the first. Had 6 goals in a playoff game this season for Wilson. He makes the first free throw. It's the first free throw made by Wilson tonight. And 1 out of 2 for McFadden makes it an 11-point Bulldog lead at 28-17. 4:25 left to go in the third. It's like the Bulldogs might be in a zone.
They went zone this possession.
Rosario dumps it for Beatty. Blocked again by Levan. Gruber picks it up. Up ahead for Akings. Akings, one more pass for McFadden, and it's a layup.
Wow. Luke Levan making his presence felt. 6 blocked shots, and Reading calls a timeout, down 13.
This one's slipping away from the Red Knights, and Francis Kamara is going to call another timeout. Reading High's deficit reaches 13 points, 30-17. Reading High calls the timeout. We'll keep it here as we're at the halfway mark of the third period, and Wilson right now on a run, a 8-point run to be exact. And they've taken this from a 5-point lead to now a 13-point lead.
The good news for Wilson, they've outscored Reading 10-2 here in the third quarter. Maddox Gruber hasn't scored. They're getting production elsewhere. That's a good sign for the Bulldogs, whether it's tonight or going forward in the District 3 playoffs.
And they're using Levan's defensive presence as the kind of last line of defense and then running off of that on the other end of the floor.
4 blocks in this quarter.
Right.
6 overall.
As if Reading gets it inside, whether it be a drive to the bucket or a Rosario pass, Levan's just kind of back there playing center field and saying, nah, I don't think so. And then the Bulldogs are going in the other direction as a result. They'll take Levan out, give him a breather, and Michael Glover will come in. Cam Zulinger also in for Wilson, and John Edom out. So Gruber, McFadden, and Akings stay.
I don't think Levan's going to be out of the game long.
4:03 left to go in the third. Red Knights down by 13. Now they're going to take Rosario off the ball.
That's odd.
Give it to him in front of the bench. Giving it inside for DeCastro, taking advantage of the fact that Levan's not there. Scores 2.
Absolutely. Rosario with the entry pass from the wing. You don't see that often.
Just 4 for Justin DeCastro makes it 30-19. Wilson no problem with the pressure. Now run their half-court offense. High post is Glover. Swinging around for Zulinger. And then McFadden. Glover comes a long way from the basket. Almost turned it over. Zulinger picks up on a bounce. To McFadden. To Gruber. Trying to go baseline. Samuel won't let him.
No rush for the Bulldogs.
Down to 3:10 to go. Run off a minute of the clock. Shortening the game. Zulinger, skip pass. Akings wide open for 3. No. Rebound on a bounce is Jeremiah Kamara. Up ahead for DeCastro. DeCastro puts on the brakes, needs help. Beatty, kick out. Kamara for 3. Got it.
Yeah, that's a big basket. Jeremiah Kamara's first field goal of the night.
14th 3 of the year for Jeremiah Kamara. And the Bulldogs now lead by just 8. A 5-0 run for Reading High.
Little 5-0 spurt. Let's see what Wilson does here. Samuel guarding Gruber very closely. And Levan is getting ready to check back in along with Edom.
Wilson, again, can afford to be as patient as possible, and that's the way they want to play it in the half court anyhow. Zulinger trying to work away from Rosario. Now he needs help in the corner. And a timeout going to be called. Yep, timeout called from the bench. We'll take a timeout as well after Wilson calls the timeout with 2:11 left to go in the third. What was a 13-point lead is now an 8-point lead for the Bulldogs, 30-22, back to Santander Arena in 30 seconds.
It seems like the cost of everything is on the rise, but Erie Insurance can help make sure your auto insurance premium isn't one of them. Avoid rate increases with Erie Rate Lock. Even if you have a claim, your rates won't go up until you change your car, driver, or address.
Your Erie agent is Cross Keys Insurance. Get a quote today at crosskeysins.com.
Erie Rate Lock is not available in all states. Other conditions and limitations at erieinsurance.com. Go to erieinsurance.com for company licensure and product details.
2 minutes and 11 seconds left to go in the third period. Red Knights pushing back a little bit. Again, up against the wall. Season ends for Reading High, win or lose, and they got no thoughts of losing. Looking for their 26th Berks County title. They, of course, won 20 Central Penn League titles. The all-time winningest basketball program in Pennsylvania history.
Here we go.
Bulldogs turn it over to inbounds.
Confusion.
Kamara picks it up. Kamara to the other way. Lost the handle. Red Knights will keep it.
There was confusion by Wilson on the inbounds pass.
DeCastro trying to back down Zulinger. Gives it up for Beatty. Goes up, gives it up for Kamara, blocking a foul. Levan got the block, but a foul as well will put Jeremiah Kamara on the strike.
Might be on McFadden.
It is.
Yeah.
McFadden's first is Wilson's second. Kamara will shoot 2. Jeremiah 2 for 4 at the free throw line. The sophomore will shoot for 2 here.
Francis Kamara pleading with the officials, but the foul was called. I mean, there was no. I mean, but I think he wanted a call on the earlier shot.
Jeremiah makes the first. He's made 1 out of 2 in his first 2 trips. He makes the first one here. The Red Knights continue to climb a little bit closer. But their turnover in the inbounds pass for Wilson. And Kamara makes them both. 5 1/4, 7 in the game for Kamara, and it's a 30-24 game. Here's the 1-2-2 for Reading High with DeCastro out at the top. Bulldogs work it between Gruber and McFadden across half court. Deflected by Rosario. Taken away by Reading, but taken right back by McFadden. To the corner for Zulinger, and 3. No. Rebounded by Malave, and the Red Knights have it back. So a turnover both ways, and it ultimately ends up in Reading's hands. Rosario underneath. Beatty catch and finish.
No look pass from Rosario, and Wilson wants a timeout.
As the Red Knights get it to within 4.
That's the fire that they were lacking for the first few minutes of the third quarter, most of the first half. We've seen them come to life here in the last 3 minutes or so.
A 9-0 Red Knight run leads to a 30-second Bulldog timeout with 1:24 left to go in the third. 30-26, Wilson on top of Reading High. What did Francis Kamara say in that timeout? Whatever it was, it was good advice.
I think what's hurt Wilson's tried to run clock off, and they've tried to be patient, but they've gotten out of sync offensively. And the last 2 possessions, the last 2 trips, the out-of-bounds play, there was confusion on the inbounds pass. There was no guard out front, and it allowed Reading to score off the steal. And then this one, the trapping, they trapped a Wilson player along the sideline, and he had nowhere to go, and they tipped the pass, created the turnover, and scored.
There's the 1-2-2 again for the Red Knights. Wilson across half court in the hands of McFadden. To Zulinger, kick out for Gruber. Again, a long 3 is again money.
You got to close out on him, and that's his first basket of the third quarter. Zulinger with the fine.
Hard to forget what Maddox Gruber did last year in the semifinals on this floor, where he lit up Berks Catholic for 31 with shots like that. Here's Malave DeCastro going baseline, bumped and fouled.
Zulinger be his second, team third.
We've talked with Francis Kamara over the last several weeks about this backup situation the Red Knights found themselves in. He said, I don't feel like I've really had to talk about the back against the wall, that the kids know it. But can't wonder if he didn't talk about it during that timeout, because his kids certainly responded. Rosario drives, sees Levan, kicks it back. Kamara catch and shoot 3 off the glass.
Yeah, he didn't. I don't know if he called it, but it went in off the glass.
So Gruber and Kamara right now in a 3-point shooting contest. And the Red Knights are back to within 4 at 33-29.
Kamara did not have a field goal attempt in the first half. He's got a few here. He's got a couple threes and 2 free throws in the
20
third quarter.
seconds left in the third. Bulldogs want a shot to finish the third. They got one from Gruber to finish the second. Dangerous pass.
We saw that coming.
Thrown away by DeCastro. Stopped and traveled.
Yep, absolutely. Gruber was trapped near midcourt, and you can just see that turnover coming. Wilson gets a break there. DeCastro, the travel.
8.3 left to go. They'll bring Akings in and eat him out, offense for defense. For one last possession, they'll bring Cam Jones in for the same reason for Reading High for defense. And DeCastro is out. DeCastro mad because he didn't think he traveled or thought he was fouled, and Francis Kamara wants to settle him down. McFadden across half court. Akings catch and shoot for 3. No. Ball is loose on the floor. Gruber will not count, and that will end the third. 8 minutes left to go in the Berks Boys County Championship game, and we're going to the wire one more time. Wilson 33, Reading 29, back with the final 8. High school basketball presented by Savage Auto Group continues after this.
Hi, I'm Mike Kuhn with Kuhn Funeral Homes. Since 1937, our family has been committed to serving our community. We now have 3 active generations, as I have the honor of working with my father and son. With 5 convenient locations to serve our neighbors, Kuhn Funeral Homes continues to dedicate our family to your family. Thank you for believing in us, and we promise to always be there for you.
They say dogs are man's best friend, so they deserve the very best. Houndstown in Reading is a full-service dog daycare and boarding facility with spacious rooms, quality grooming, and plenty of room for fun. While you're away, the dogs will play. Houndstown has all the enrichment your pet needs for their physical and social health. They offer a variety of spa services like baths, nail trimming, toothbrushing, and dematting. Give Fido the finest at Houndstown, 610-947-1441, or visit houndstownreading.com.
Welcome back to Santander Arena alongside Rich Garcella. My name is Bob McCool. High school basketball tonight and here on WEEU. High school basketball last night. We'll continue our coverage again in the district playoffs beginning on Tuesday. More basketball on Thursday and Friday. That's what we do here at 8:30 a.m. WEEU in Reading. We start the fourth. Reading trails Wilson 33-29. Red Knights have the basketball to start the fourth.
Yeah, Wilson had committed just 3 turnovers in the first half, committed 4 in the third quarter, and Reading made the most of them. I think they scored off each one. Interesting lineup for Francis Kamara and Reading. No Blake Adams, and Cam Jones, the freshman, stays on the floor.
Rosario off the screen, drives at Levan, misses. Zulinger comes down with a rebound for Wilson. Again, Bulldogs lead up by 4 their first possession here in the fourth. Gruber drives, kicks, corner. Akings doesn't take the 3.
He's not confident at all. You can just see it.
Gruber, on the other hand, has got ridiculous confidence. Drives and fouled.
Yeah, he sure does.
I don't think there's a spot on the floor right now where Maddox Gruber doesn't think he can make a shot, and rightfully so. He has tested the limits of even the NBA range line here at the floor on Santander Arena. Gruber shoots 2.
It's his first trip to the line. In that win over Reading in December when he scored a career-high 32, he was 11 for 14 from the line. When he gets to the line frequently, Wilson's usually successful.
He is as well at 79% on the season. So he makes the first of 2. $16 for Gruber as he makes them both, and the lead for Wilson is 35-29. 30 seconds into the fourth. Cameron Jones, Wesley Rosario, Xavier Beatty, Nelson Malave, Jeremiah Kamara for the Red Knights. Kamara with a big third quarter, had 8 of his 10 in the third. Malave drives, dishes it out too high and turned over.
Yeah, this is a young lineup on the floor for Reading. I think junior, senior, 2 sophomores, and a freshman.
Xavier Beatty, the lone senior on the floor. Really only one of 3 seniors in the rotation for Reading High, along with Kenyon Sheriff and Khalil Samuel. Red Knights' future is bright, there's no doubt about that. But right now, they're thinking about trying to come back in the county championship down by 6 inside of 7 minutes to go. Zulinger, hounded by Rosario, gives it up for Levan. Levan going to go up with a hook against Beatty. No. Tipped around 2-3 times. Levan gets it back and lays it in. He's got 8.
Levan really fought hard there. Beatty is trying to front him and has done a really good job of it.
Levan has 8. The lead is 8. Kamara right at Levan, blocking a foul before.
Might be on Zollinger before the contact with Levan.
Kamara ends up on the deck yet again.
That's who it's on. And that's
number 3 on Cam Zollinger. First foul against Wilson here in the 4th. And right back to the free throw line goes Jeremiah Kamara. That's what he loves to do. Loves to get in the paint. Just 5'9". Gets inside, gets himself to the free throw line, but he misses the first one here. John Edom back in for Wilson. Justin DeCastro back in for Reading. Still 6:34 left in this one. And Jeremiah Kamara has another free throw coming his way. And that too is no good. McFadden has the rebound, so a lost opportunity there for the Red Knights. Gruber quickly up ahead, poked away from behind. Red Knights have it back in the hands of Beatty, looking for help, finds it into Castro, who lays it in.
Yeah, really nice look fine by Xavier Beatty to DeCastro, who's really struggled offensively tonight.
So after the 2 missed free throws, the Red Knights make up for it on defense, make it a 6-point game with 6:10 left to go. 37-31 Wilson. Here comes the pressure.
Yeah.
Edom across half court. Turns it into a 3-on-1 inside to Levan. He'll shoot 2.
Kamara had no other choice but to foul because that was going to be an easy layup for Levan.
The 5'9" Jeremiah Kamara sends the 6'5" Luke Levan to the stripe to shoot 2. Levan on the season just a 50% free throw shooter.
Really interesting, Bob, that Cam Jones is still in this game as a freshman. It shows you the faith that Francis Kamara has in him.
Levan, a little bit of a line drive on that free throw, comes up empty. Second one is good. 9 for Levan. The lead is 7, 38-31. To the corner for Jones. Inside. Great spin move by DeCastro up and over Levan for 2.
Yeah, Francis Kamara took him out of the game, I think, to kind of calm him down. One of the officials, I guess, Francis Kamara is complaining about something, and one of the officials is saying, I'm not sure what he's complaining about, to tell you the truth.
Unless he thinks it should have been a bucket and a foul, I do not know. But the Red Knights get the foul to pull that bucket to get them within 5. 5:40 to go. Good catch by Carell Akings across half court. He's trapped. Timeout. Wilson will call a timeout. Matt Coltrane calls the timeout with 5:39 left to go in the ball game, and the Red Knights within 5. 38-33 back to Santander Arena after this.
Are your garage doors noisy, squeaky, or moving unevenly? Do they snap, crackle, or pop? Having trouble opening and closing them? Don't be left sitting in the driveway. It's time for a tune-up from Overhead Doors. Starting at just $99, we'll inspect, lube, and adjust your garage doors so they operate smoothly. Call today and ask for a tune-up special from Overhead Door, your hometown garage door company since 1965. Overhead Door, we're more than just doors. OverheadDoorReading.com.
Sure Stay Plus by Best Western offers a welcoming, comfortable stay for the business or leisure traveler, providing clean and cozy rooms at a reasonable price. Conveniently located at the intersection of Route 12 and North 5th Street in Reading, Sure Stay Plus provides a fresh, hot breakfast buffet, all-day coffee, free fast Wi-Fi, HD TV, fridge and microwave, and much more. Plus, business travelers have access to services such as copying and a meeting space. Call 610-371-0500 to book your stay or visit bestwestern.com.
5:39 left to go here at Santander Arena. We got the crowd for last night's quadruple header. All total was around 2,500 or so. From Kerry Ciato, the executive director of the BCIAA, doing a great job, all of them from the BCIAA, putting this basketball tournament on all week long. Started a week ago on Saturday with the girls' quarterfinals, the boys' quarterfinals on Monday, and, of course, Wednesday's semifinals because of Mother Nature had to be moved from Wednesday to Thursday. And here we are on championship night. Reading High girls won it over Governor Mifflin 63-57 to win the 10th title in girls basketball history at Reading High. Reading High boys trail Wilson 38-33 with 5 minutes and change left to go in the 4th. McFadden stripped away by DeCastro. Back the other way come the Red Knights. Rosario knocked away by Levan, taken away by Wilson. And now a fight for the basketball at half court between Gruber and Kamara. Officials will get it.
Wilson
Everybody
ball, possession.
apart.
Yep.
Possession arrow favors the Bulldogs. So Wilson will have the basketball at half court. The lead remains the same, 38-33.
Reading, the last, I would say, 8 or 9 minutes of game time has played like this is their last game of the season because it is.
Gruber, season opening. Gruber drives, no, but he's fouled. Maddox Gruber really, he's a right-hander, but he switches at the bucket all the time with that left hand.
Yeah, and nobody can stop. Very few people can stop him, I should say.
Whether and he does it a lot, even driving from the right side. He'll still finish a lot with his left hand, and he's going to shoot 2 here. Foul, by the way, was on Cam Jones. His second. Gruber's first is no good. Aking's out, Zulinger in. As Gruber will shoot a second. That is good. 17 for Maddox Gruber. The lead is 39-33 Wilson. 4:50 left to go in the ballgame. Rosario goes at McFadden, stutter step, kicks it out for DeCastro, drives, spins, swing it back for Rosario at the top. And now for Kamara.
Not 5 scoring options on the floor. Beatty and Jones not especially looking for their offense.
Screen and roll for DeCastro.
There
Kick out for Jones, the freshman for 3. No. Gruber skies for the rebound. He wants to go. Gruber grabbed from behind by Kamara.
And that's
not going to be a shooting foul. It's a long way from the basket, just a grab by Kamara to stop the break.
But now Reading with 14 fouls. So the next foul, Wilson will be going to the line on every foul the rest of the game.
4:22 left to play. 39-33 Bulldogs. They've got the basketball. They flash out at Gruber. Gives it up for McFadden. Swing pass around from right side to left for Zulinger. And now back to Edom on the right side. Bulldogs with a 6-point lead can be patient here. McFadden sees an opening. McFadden off balance. No, but he's fouled. Tom McFadden will shoot 2 for the Bulldogs.
And it's a foul on Rosario, and that's his third. But more importantly, right now, that's the 15th foul on Reading. Wilson will be going to the line with every foul the rest of the way.
McFadden 1 for 2 in the game at the line, 70% on the season. Had a career high of 14 against Reading earlier this season. Broke a career high that he set in last year's county championship. Won by the Bulldogs 54-53. Came down to a final possession. The Red Knights had a possession down by a point. Maddox Gruber stole it away. McFadden makes them both. 8 for McFadden. The lead is 8. 41-33 Bulldogs. DeCastro pulls up at the foul line, buries the jumper.
He has come out of that little brief sit very determined and on fire.
DeCastro in double figures for the 16th time this season. Into Zulinger, they kick it back for Gruber. Guarded by the freshman Jones. And they threw it away.
Man.
Edom started to cut one way, Gruber threw it the other.
Yeah, you could see it. Edom cutting, and Gruber had already thrown the ball. Turnover.
With 3:36, Reading gets it back down 41-35. Again, they set Rosario initially off the ball. Now he gets it back. There's the screen up high to Kamara. Baseline floater, no. Rebounded by Levan. Got a good look, just couldn't get the friendly roll. Gruber trying to avoid the trap. To the corner, here comes the trap. Gives it up for McFadden. 3:10 left to play. Kamara gets the foul.
That's absolutely a foul on
That'll
Kamara.
put Cam Zulinger on the free throw line. Third on Kamara. Cam Zulinger at the free throw line, first time tonight. Doing a bunch of free throws in the fourth quarter in the overtime session last night against Governor Mifflin.
4 for 6 in overtime last night, Zulinger.
Shoots 2 here. First, no good.
A little long. Matt Coldren dying with every free throw miss.
Again, 5-1 all time in county titles. And he makes the second. 4 points for Cam Zulinger. The lead is 7. 42-35 Bulldogs. Rosario in the paint, up off the rim. No. Levan with another rebound for the Bulldogs. Nothing on the offensive glass for Reading High because of Levan. Inside for Luke Levan for 2.
And that gives him 11 points, Bob.
And what happens when that happens?
When Luke Levan is in double figures, Wilson is 8-0. That is, they might be 9-0 with 2:30 left and a 9-point lead.
44-35 is a steal by McFadden. Picked it away from Rosario. Up ahead for Gruber. Nobody's fouled.
And that's the 4th on Rosario with 2:22 left.
Big steal by Tom McFadden. And a big smile on his face as he knows, could that have been the one that seals it? And oh, so close to a 3-point play for Gruber. Instead, he will shoot 2. First is good.
Got the roll. Here comes Samuel. I was wondering, I think he's been out most of the 4th quarter.
He has.
And he's for DeCastro, which is interesting because DeCastro's giving them a lift on offense. I might have done it the other way. Samuel's defense for DeCastro's offense, but Samuel comes on the floor for the offense.
Gruber misses the second.
Beatty.
Makes it a 10-point Wilson lead. 45-35, 18 now for Gruber. Rosario for 3, short. Rebound, Cam Jones. Another look, great find to Beatty for 2 and a foul. What a great play by Cameron Jones. Xavier Beatty gets the bucket and a foul to make this a 3-point play opportunity for the Red Knights. Foul was called on Gruber, his second. So Xavier Beatty at the free throw line to try to pick up another for the Red Knights. With 2:10 left to go in the ballgame.
This would be big if he can make this.
He does not. McFadden has the rebounds. 45-37, Wilson. For McFadden, deflected by Beatty, but to Levan. And now to Gruber. Kick out for McFadden. Wilson trying to play chase. Gets it for Zulinger. Inside for Levan. Stripped away by Jones. Picked back up. Loose on the floor. Gruber ends up with it.
Levan's showing a lot of fight there.
Now the Bulldogs still have it, trying to run some clock. Now a whistle, and it's going to be a turnover for the Bulldogs. So
I think the official ruled that it went off McFadden's foot. I think that's what happened. Matt Coldren disagrees.
It was right in front of the coaches, and they got a great look at it. We were kind of shielded, so all we know is it's Reading High basketball.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's what happened because I saw the ball get knocked away from McFadden, and I'm guessing it went off his leg or his foot.
1:30 left to go. Jones drives, tied up by Akings, and a whistle and a foul. Bulldogs had a couple fouls to give. That's not what they were trying to do there. Akings was just trying to get a steal, gets his first foul instead. 1:26 to go. Wilson 45, Reading 37. Red Knights inbound underneath to Samuel in the corner. Zulinger with the quick hands off the foot of Samuel out of bounds. Boy, Cam Zulinger's got quick hands. He's done that a couple of times tonight.
He gave them a big lift last night in the semifinal win over Governor Mifflin. Just does a lot of little things right.
Nearly turned over. McFadden pulls it away. In the open floor and a 4-on-2. It leads to a Levan layup.
Great find. Great effort by Tommy McFadden.
Lead back to 10, 47-37. 7 in the quarter, 13 in the night for Levan. Rosario ends up on the floor. They said it was deflected. The ball's still alive, and Wilson has it.
That's either a travel or a foul. It has to be.
Ball, everybody just kind of froze for a second, expecting a whistle. little tangle between Kamara and
Yeah.
Gruber. This has been coming for a while.
Yeah, because Kamara's frustrated because Gruber has played him really well defensively.
Yeah, and there was also a scrum on the floor,
Yeah,
and
and
Jeremiah
right in
kind
front
of
of us.
jumped on the top of the pile.
Yeah.
And so that's what this is, a little
Let's see what
aftermath
happens.
of.
I missed this, Bob, because I got blocked out.
Well, nobody's going to do anything because Matt Coldren took the ball. He's got the ball in the huddle. So the officials are talking this out.
And this is a veteran crew.
What I
These
think they
guys
might
are
be
really-
talking about is whether it's an intentional foul.
Right, right.
55.8 left to go in the basketball game. Reading has a 10-point lead. Excuse me, Wilson has a 10-point lead, and they're going to have the basketball.
That's
Foul
all.
on Kamara.
That's really all it was.
Yep. But it's just two-shot foul for
Yes,
Gruber
it's two
because
shots,
they're over the limit.
Yes.
So Maddox Gruber
Oh,
again.
wait a minute.
Oh, are they calling a double foul?
Double. I think a technical. Yep, they gave him a technical
Okay.
on top of it.
So
That's
it's a
his fifth,
foul
and
and a
he's
technical.
out.
Yep.
He's fouled out. I'm just going. I'm just going by what the PA announcer said.
Yep.
I don't know. We don't know why. Francis Kamara is unhappy about it, of course, naturally. So this is going to be 4 shots for Maddox Gruber.
Yeah,
I know that.
And the ball for Wilson as well.
Yeah.
So this is a serious opportunity for the Bulldogs to put this away.
Yeah. I don't know if he called it. I couldn't hear I know it was a 5th foul, so it had
Right.
to be either a technical.
Yeah.
It had to be a technical
He said
foul.
I did hear him say it was a technical foul. So that's what happened. It was a foul, and the little aftermath, it was a technical foul. So that puts Kamara on the bench, and it puts Gruber at the line to shoot 4 free throws.
And then Wilson gets
and then
the
Wilson
ball.
gets the ball.
Yeah, this probably is over.
First is good. Second is good. All of Maddox Gruber's points coming in this fourth quarter at the free throw line. Reading thought he was just shooting the technical foul. They said, nope, he's got two more coming. And again, then they're going to get the ball. Third is no good. 20 now for Gruber with another free throw coming his way. And that's good. Now the Bulldogs get the basketball with 55.8 and a 13-point lead.
I don't think you saw what happened in the scrum. I just saw bodies. I don't know what happened, so we can't say.
Yeah, it was just Maddox was on the floor. Jeremiah kind of jumped on. I want to say jumped on top of him, kind of landed on top of him. And I think Maddox thought he kind of hit him and kind of pushed his head into the ground a little bit. But we all know what happens at the bottom of a fumble pile.
Is this football? It's close.
When these two teams are going after one another, it kind of feels that way. Here's a foul that's going to put Gruber back at the free throw line.
Yeah, it's on Beatty. Gruber at the line to shoot 2 again.
21 for Gruber, pending 2 more free throws coming up.
He is 7 for 10 from the line to this point, all in the fourth quarter. Now 8 for 11.
Foul shot by foul shot, putting this one out of reach with 51.7 left to go. So if it is going to end for Reading High, which it was going to do one way or another, Red Knights with an incredible run down the stretch of the regular season and into the playoff.
Yeah, they fell just short of making districts, but won 9 of their last 10 games to reach the county playoffs and the championship game here.
Rosario puts up a 3 out of desperation, no good. Zulinger has the rebound and is fouled immediately. So Matt Coldren is going to win his 6th county title as the head coach at his alma mater. Bulldogs are going to win their 13th title overall.
And Reading, the resignation is setting in with the Red Knights. You could just see it in their body language right now.
Zulinger's first is good.
I mean, Reading has a bright future, Bob. The program is in good hands with Francis Kamara. They've got a lot of good young talent on this team. I think they're going to have a very good year next year.
Absolutely true. As Zulinger misses the second, 1 out of 2 makes it 53-37. Here's a 3 by Samuel that's no good. Levan has the rebound, and that number is going to stand up for Luke Levan. A double-figured win for the Bulldogs again.
They're going to go to 9-0 when he gets in double figures. What a performance. Luke Levan, 14 rebounds and 6 blocks to go along with his, well, now he's going to the line. So what does he have, 12 points?
He has 13.
13.
Pending 2 shots coming up here, and that's coming off a season high of 19 last night in the overtime winner against Governor Mifflin.
We've seen his role on offense increase over the last several games.
And it was clear coming out of the locker room at halftime that the focus of Wilson's halftime conversation was feed the post.
Yep. Feed the beast.
And again, as we saw at one point in time, he fed it back as well because he kicked it back to McFadden for a 3 in the corner. Then the next time they come right back and they give it to Levan again. As Levan makes the first and the second. So he'll come out now with 15 points as Christo Hunsinger will come back in. Matt Coldren clearing his bench now.
So he finishes with 15 points. What a performance. 15 points, 13 rebounds, 6 assists. Or 6 blocks, excuse me. Malave scores.
Here's Nelson Malave driving and putting one up before the final seconds tick down. Inside of 10 seconds to go. The Red Knights will not bother to foul. The Wilson Bulldogs will win a second consecutive county championship, and they'll do it in what turns out to be fitting style and convincing style with a 55-39 victory. Wilson wins it. Red Knights season comes to an end after a great run.
Really great run.
Bulldogs are your county champions. We'll take a timeout. Back with our Pizza Como postgame show. Words with winning coach Matt Coldren, our Reading Fighting Phil's player of the game, our American Diner play of the game, and a whole lot more after this.
UECU is a credit union that understands Pennsylvania, what it means to grow up here, raise a family, start a business. And we're committed to being your financial partner for life. With competitive rates, exclusive member discounts, and modern technology, UECU offers personalized banking that will make you feel right at home. Visit bankingforpa.org and sign up for UECU membership through our partner association, the Pennsylvania Consumer Council. UECU, banking that understands home.
Ahoy! Adelphia Seafood is your neighborhood market for the freshest seafood around, with locations in West Lawn, Fairgrounds Market, and Pottsville. They offer a range of delicious options from crab cakes, clams, fresh organic salmon, and succulent shrimp, as well as convenient take-home dinners and more. For more information or to place an order, visit adelphiaseafood.com or just call one of their stores. Enjoy top-quality seafood and exceptional service right in your community at Adelphia Seafood.
This season, stick with everyone's favorite snack, Diefenbach's potato chips. Legend has it, Mark Diefenbach loved kettle-cooked chips so much, he turned his kitchen in Berks County into the ultimate snack factory. Now, 60 years later, we're still crafting our chips with the same passion and the finest ingredients, right where it all began. Diefenbach's potato chips, available in all your favorite flavors when you need that PA-crafted crunch.
Welcome to the Pizza Como postgame show. Pizza Como is a family-owned business going strong on the 5th Street Highway for over 50 years, serving the finest Italian dishes, Berks County's best variety of Italian sandwiches, and legendary pizza. Right next door is The Yard, a virtual golf experience to keep your game sharp all year round. And if you love sports cards and memorabilia, stop in to buy, sell, or trade. Pizza Como and The Yard, 4600 5th Street Highway in Temple. Reading High and Wilson squaring off in typical Reading High and Wilson fashion up until the end of the quarter. Maddox Gruber with a little burst to the basket to beat the buzzer for Wilson to send him to the locker room with a 5-point advantage at 22-15. Wilson came out of the locker room, and that's when they really started, as we talked about, feeding it inside to Luke Levan, and the Bulldogs were able to open up the lead and eventually outscoring Wilson 10-2 coming out of the locker room in the third quarter to open this thing up.
Open a 30-17 lead. And really, Reading got as close as 5, I think. I think that's the closest they got.
Down by 4.
They scored right at the end. So they got as close as 4, but that spurt in the beginning of the half really was the difference. And really, Maddox Gruber and Luke Levan were outstanding tonight. Gruber with 23 points, Levan with 15 points, 14 rebounds, and 6 block shots. And I think 13 of those points came in the second half. Just like last night in the semifinals against Mifflin, Wilson ran its offense through Luke Levan. He scored, he dished, he rebounded, and that's why they're the county champions.
Maddox Gruber finishes at 23 points. Luke Levan with the double-double, 15 points, 14 rebounds. Rich had 6 blocks to go along with it. Tom McFadden at 8 points, 5 off the bench for Cam Zulinger, and 2 each for Corell Akings, who just really never was able to get his offense going in these last 2 games, and then 2 for Christo Hunsinger as well. For the Red Knights, double figures tonight for Jeremiah Kamara before he fouled out. Justin DeCastro as well. 5 points for Wesley Rosario, and then 4 each for Khalil Samuel, for Blake Adams, and for Xavier Beatty, and 2 for Nelson Malave, and the Red Knight total of 39. Before we get too far into this and we start talking about the Bulldogs again, we talked about it a little bit. I think we should talk about it some more, and that's the incredible run that Reading High did. We've had so many great conversations with Francis Camaro in the last couple weeks of the season when we were doing some Reading High games about where his team was and the mental preparations. He kept saying, look, our kids know what they're up against. They know what it's up against. And I told him at one point in time before the Muhlenberg game, because Matt Flowers talked to us beforehand saying, look, we have a chance to deliver a knockout punch tonight to Reading to kick him out of the county playoffs. And we talked to Francis Camaro, and I said, the one thing I've always admired about Reading High kids is when you tell them they can't, they will. And he just looked at us and smiled and said, yeah, that sums us up.
I'll remember that run for a long time, the way they finished the season. And their one Kingston McCoy jump shot from going 10-0 down the stretch, and probably would have been qualified for the District 3 6A playoffs. I mean, 9-1 going into tonight. And I think, honestly, they were really emotional last night because they knew Berks Catholic, that loss to Berks Catholic kept them out of the district playoffs. And you didn't see that urgency, that enthusiasm, that energy, except late in the third quarter, early in the fourth quarter. But that was really it. And I think they might have been spent emotionally after last night. I really do.
Well, let's not forget, they were supposed to be played on Wednesday.
Correct.
They got to go back-to-back. And I can think back to the conversation Matt Coldren said to us beforehand last night about that idea, that he said maybe the best game they played all season long was in the Hempfield Holiday Tournament when they came back in the second night. They beat York Suburban. He said we kind of ran them out. He said that was our best game of the night. So if we have to go back-to-back, he thinks we'll be okay. And they had more legs than the Red Knights did when the game was when the game was in peril in the second half.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. Reading, again, they cut it to 4. They cut what was a 13-point lead to 4, but they couldn't get over that hump. Wilson, there was just too much Maddox Gruber and really too much Luke Levan down the stretch in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, Maddox Gruber with 2 threes in this game and cumulative about 50 feet of shots at the same time, and I might be underselling that a little bit, but he came up with big shots all night long. Maddox Gruber with a game-high 23 points as the Red Knights got their silver medals and lots of somberness on the side of the Red Knights, but they can certainly hold their head up. It was a great run by Reading High down the tail end of the stretch to get into the county playoffs. Unfortunately for Reading High, they end up with a silver, and they also will have to sit out the District 3 playoffs. I guarantee you, there are quite a number of teams in District 3 Class 6A happy that the Red Knights are not making the District 3 playoffs. We go back to that one loss we were talking about. Snip Esley said after Berks Catholic beat them, that's the one loss in the last 10 games for Reading High. That night at Wolf Gymnasium, Snip Esley said to Rich Garcelle in the postgame show, I can tell you this, I wouldn't want to play Reading High in the playoffs. And he was right, as the Red Knights made quite a run. And the playoffs for them really started down the stretch. But the Bulldogs are now getting the gold medals around their neck. Gives us a time to take a timeout. We'll have words with Matt Coldren and more when we come back on our Pizza Como postgame show after this.
Elite Fuel Services has been one of Berks County's best-kept secrets for more than 20 years. They're a full-service heating and cooling company. Not only do they deliver heating oil, propane, diesel fuel, and gasoline, Elite also has a full HVAC team that is ready to tackle any of your heating or cooling needs. Just a quick Google search away. Elite Fuel Service. Read the reviews and give them a call. You'll feel part of the Elite Fuel family, giving you the peace of mind you deserve.
Savage 61 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is once again the #1 rated auto dealership in Pennsylvania. Thinking it's time to trade up for something newer? We offer the most insane trade-in values you'll find anywhere. Whether you're looking for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, our dedicated team will make sure you drive away happy. Visit us today at savage61.com and see why we're Pennsylvania's top choice.
Judd Firestone Plumbing is your trusted local expert for all your plumbing needs. With over 125 years of combined experience, our team has seen it all, ensuring top quality service and expert solutions every time. From leaky faucets to the kitchen or bathroom of your dreams, we handle it all with professionalism and care. Call today at 610-678-9080. Judd Firestone Plumbing, where experience and reliability come together for your peace of mind.
Welcome back to Santander Arena, where the Wilson Bulldogs win it tonight over the Reading High Red Knights by a final score of 55-39. Wilson wins its 15th Berks County title. 6th of them now as the head coach, Matt Coldren. He's on the floor with Rich Garcella.
Bob, thanks a lot. We're here with Matt Coldren after the Bulldogs championship game win over the Reading High Red Knights, back-to-back, number 6 for you. What does this mean to you?
I'm kind of speechless right now. I'm just so happy for these boys. Like you said, back-to-back. So these guys got to experience 2 county championships. I think as a coaching staff, I'm so proud of my coaching staff. It's been 4 out of the last 6, and that's something we're really proud of. But, you know, like I said to you the other night, these kids have put so much time in. And listen, when you play a team like Reading High, they don't make anything easy. That is a well-coached team that just plays harder than anyone we ever play every year. Kudos to them. And, like, I know the score didn't look it, but that was a tight game. Like, they gave us everything that we had to give, you know, and our guys were resilient, so I'm proud of them.
What do you think was the difference? To me, and I don't know if you agree with this, Maddox Gruber's defense on Jeremiah Kamara, Tommy McFadden's defense on Wesley Rosario sparked everything else.
Without a doubt. First of all, I do think our maturity, you know, it's a young team we played. I think our maturity showed a little bit at the end, but we made some defensive adjustments at halftime I wasn't pleased with. We wanted to get the ball to Luke early in the third and take advantage of him. So I'm really proud of the fact that we made changes at halftime and the kids executed it. But I've told you all along, we're a defensive team. When we guard and rebound, we're real good.
Speaking of rebounding and defense, Luke Levan, 15 points, 14 rebounds, 6 blocks, 4 in the third quarter. How big a factor was he tonight?
Well, we need him to be a big factor. Like I said to you again the other night, like I've been harping the guys to get him the ball a little bit more, and it opens things up. And, you know, I'm just super proud of Luke. Luke has worked super, super hard with me personally. Him and I used to, after his sophomore year, we would go to the Sticky Spring YMCA and lift at 5:30 in the morning every day. And he just put time in. He's a great kid, so I'm super happy for him. But this senior group, man, I love them to death. They put their heart and soul into Wilson basketball, and I'm so proud of them.
One guy I want to mention, because I don't know if I mentioned him last night, gave you a lift off the bench last night and tonight, Cam Zulinger. Yeah. How valuable has he been to you guys?
He's super valuable. He's tough. You know, he's super tough, and the guy can make shots. We had a little stretch with him towards the end of the season where he lost a little bit of confidence, and he got his swag back, you know, and we need that from him. He's very emotional. I got to keep him under control at times, but he's super valuable for us. He gives us great production off the bench, which most teams need.
So how long are you going to celebrate before you start preparing for Cedar Crest, which won the Lancaster Lebanon League Championship tonight?
Yeah, that's a good team, and we played them earlier in the year. Kind of caught them luckily on a back-to-back night, bad shooting night for them. So we have our hands full, but we'll get at it tomorrow. Like, we're going to celebrate tonight. The coaches, we're going to have a great time together, but tomorrow when we get up, it's back to work because we have bigger goals that we want to do. But we are super proud of this county championship. We were just talking tonight, like, I almost feel sorry for leagues like the Mid-Penn, who only have 4 teams in their playoffs, and it's just division winners, and I think they're robbing some really good teams, and I think Berks County does it right.
Matt, thanks a lot. We will see you Tuesday night at West Lawn for your District 3 6A opener. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys.
Matt Coldren with the win. The Wilson Bulldogs win the county title. We'll take a timeout back with more of our Pizza Como post-game show and our player and play of the game when we come back right after this.
UECU is a credit union that understands Pennsylvania, what it means to grow up here, raise a family, start a business. And we're committed to being your financial partner for life. With competitive rates, exclusive member discounts, and modern technology, UECU offers personalized banking that will make you feel right at home. Visit bankingforpa.org and sign up for UECU membership through our partner association, the Pennsylvania Consumer Council. UECU, banking that understands home.
Welcome back to our Pizza Como post-game show. Tonight's player of the game is brought to you by the Reading Fightin' Phils and their all-new Redner's Event Center at First Energy Stadium. The R-Phils remind you to have your next sports team banquet in the R-Phils all-new Redner's Event Center banquet and meeting facility at First Energy Stadium. Whether it's a sports banquet, a wedding, a corporate meeting or event, or any charity fundraiser, the number one place for events in Berks County for groups of 40 to 1,000 is the all-new Redner's Event Center at the R-Phils. Go to rphils.com/events for more information. And really tonight, we felt the best way to do this was co-champions because the Wilson Bulldogs had great performances tonight, especially from 2 players. Maddox Gruber, who finishes with a game-high 23 points, and a tremendous all-around effort from Luke Levan, who finishes with 15 points, 14 rebounds, and 6 block shots to go along with it. So Maddox Gruber, Luke Levan are our Reading Fightin' Phils player of the game. Rich Garzella has caught up with one of them. Rich, take it away.
Thanks, Bob. We're here with Wilson's senior Maddox Gruber, who scored 23 points in Wilson's championship game win over Reading. Maddox, just winning the championship as a senior. I know it's back-to-back. What does it mean to win it as a senior?
It feels amazing. You can't really put words to describe it, especially to do it with these types of guys. It's just an amazing feeling. I can't be happy enough with these guys.
How determined were you to play defense tonight against Jeremiah Kamara, who had 19 points for Reading last night? He didn't have a field goal attempt in the first half. What were you trying to do?
Yeah, I was just trying to make him, put the ball on the ground, make him pass it, not let him get it back, and not let him shoot. He's a very solid player, very good player, and I just tried my best on him.
You scored 23, but you're going to share our player of the game honors with Luke Levan. 15 points, 14 rebounds, 6 block shots. How important has he been to you guys, not just this week, but down the stretch?
Oh, so important. I love speaking of Luke. He's just a great big, He's always there when you need him. He always gets boards. He always gets blocks. Always puts the ball in the basket. He's just a great big.
How important was that opening stretch in the third quarter when you guys extended the lead to 13?
Yeah, super, super important. We wanted to keep the momentum going. We wanted to, they shut it down a little bit, but, we took a timeout. We regrouped, and we brought it back up.
How long will you guys celebrate before you start preparing for Cedar Crest, which won the Lancaster Lebanon League Championship tonight?
Sunday we're back at practice, so I guess one day. Saturday, that's it.
Are you looking forward to Tuesday?
Oh, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait.
Maddox, thanks a lot. Bob, back to you. We're going to get Luke Levan next.
Thank you very much. It's time now for our play of the game, and that's brought to you by the American Diner in West Reading. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, dinner, or a late-night snack, you'll find a variety of menu items and homemade desserts. American Diner serves breakfast all day. On dinner entrees include dinner rolls and butter, soup and salad bar, and a choice of potato or vegetable. Is a full senior citizen menu that includes a free dessert. Military veterans receive a 10% discount. Open daily from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m., serving the community for generations since 1994. Wilson led it 20-15 at halftime, and as Matt Coldren talked about, the idea coming out of the locker room was feed the post. They fed the post. They got the lead to 22-17. They fed the post one more time. This time, the post fed back. Kick it out to Tommy McFadden, who buries a 3 in the corner. The Bulldogs' lead grows to 8 at 25-17. Now, sometimes the post gets fed. Sometimes it gives it back. Rich Garcella is going to feed the post himself.
Yeah, we're here with Wilson's senior Luke Levan. He was the beast tonight. Feed the beast. Wilson did that in the third quarter. Luke, 15 points, 14 rebounds, 6 block shots. Could you have dreamed of any better of a game tonight in the championship?
I think that sounds better when you tell it to me like that than it actually was. I mean, it's all my teammates. I have the easy job. They just got to get me the ball, and then I just got to put it in the basket.
You scored, though. Last night you scored 19 in the second half in the overtime win over Mifflin in the semifinals. You've come on strong here late in the season. What is it? What? I don't want to say what has gotten into you because the potential was always there, but how has this happened over the last few weeks?
I just stepped up when my team needed me to. We hadn't been shooting too great these last 2 games, and we kind of switched the game plan a little bit to getting me the ball inside. And, I mean, that's all it was.
What does this mean? You guys won the championship last year. It's back-to-back. But what does it mean to win it as a senior?
It feels great to win 2 in a row, especially this being my last year here. And I'm just excited for districts. I hope we make a run in that too.
I asked Maddox this. I asked Coach this. How long will you celebrate before you start thinking about Cedar Crest, which won the Lancaster-Lebanon League title tonight?
They're a good team too. We played them once this year, but what I'm really thinking about is that they beat us last year and kicked us out. So we're going to come in hot, and I hope we can send them home now.
I don't know if you heard, but Bob is sick of hearing me saying this. When you hit double figures, Wilson, your team is 9-0. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes, I'll have to go for double figures next game then.
Luke, thanks a lot. Congratulations. We'll see you Tuesday night.
All right, thank you.
Luke Levan and Maddox Gruber are co-players of the game, and appropriately so. We're going to take one more quick timeout, come back and wrap up tonight, wrap up a great county championship, and set you up for the districts as well when we come back with our Pizza Como postgame show after this.
Looking for a game-winning play for your next tailgate or get-together? Score big this season with trays from Chick-fil-A. Delicious chicken nuggets and chicken strips, fruits and garden salads, chocolate chunk cookies, and their delicious mac and cheese. Make a play with Chick-fil-A and you'll be a winner every time. Visit Chick-fil-A at Broadcasting Square, 5th Street Highway, and Exeter Commons. Chick-fil-A voted America's favorite fast food restaurant.
If you are buying or selling a home, contact RE/MAX real estate agent Phil Macaronis. With over 20 years of experience and a member of the RE/MAX Hall of Fame, Phil does it all. From residential to commercial real estate sales. And with his large catalog of repeat and referral customers, you know you can depend on Phil Macaronis. No matter where you're looking for your next home. Call 610-670-2770 or call Phil directly anytime at 610-858-4555.
Welcome back to our Pizza Como postgame show, back at the table with Rich Garcello as we wrap up this doubleheader. The first game goes to the Reading Red Knights, the girls' championship, as Reading High wins its 10th Berks County title with a 63-57 win over the Governor Mifflin Mustangs. And then in the boys' county championship game, it's the Wilson Bulldogs winning their 13th overall county title. They win it over the Reading Red Knights by a final score of 55-39. I was waiting for either Matt Coltrane, Maddox Gruber, and finally Luke Levan brought it up, and that is what Wilson's facing on Tuesday. First and foremost, it's Wilson Cedar Crest. They played each other a lot. Matt Coltrane talked about the fact we played them earlier in the year. They won it 66-43. He said we got them on a down night. They also are now Berks County champions, Lancaster-Lebanon League champions. But more importantly to me is last year, after this night, when Wilson won the county title, they played Cedar Crest first round of the district playoffs and got beat and done.
Didn't they play also at West Lawn 2 years ago in the districts?
They did.
And I think Cedar Crest won that game, too.
I don't remember. I know they played, but I can't remember
who
won
I forgot to look that up today.
But I know
they're familiar.
Right.
They're familiar.
But after winning the county title last year, Wilson got bumped in the district playoffs. Cedar Crest won that one 55-50. Luke Levan brought it up. I mean, that to me is you would think is going to be a high focus of a conversation between now and then. Like, look, don't forget what happened last year. They got us on the first round. We better be ready to play.
Here's the other thing. Tuesday's an elimination game.
Yeah, absolutely.
You lose,
absolutely.
your season
That's
is
exactly what
over.
happened.
You win, you
Correct.
qualify for the state tournament.
Correct.
But if you lose, you are done. And I think Wilson's going to be determined. I think, as Matt Coldren said this to us last night, I think they're battle tested. I think Berks won those 5 teams. I don't know if you're going to find 5 stronger teams. Here's the other thing. You look at the District 3 power ratings.
Right.
The 2 teams who played here tonight played the toughest schedule in District 3.
100%.
Wilson number 1, Reading number 2.
And that's always the case.
That is not a coincidence.
No, it's by design.
That is by design. So Wilson is battle tested. And if they get the production offensively they got from Levan these last 2 nights, and if Carell Akings gets back on track offensively, they're going to be a difficult out.
Yeah, you hope for a Carell Akings standpoint. Again, this place changes things from an offensive player perspective. Maybe back in high school gym, back in his own home gym on Tuesday night, it gives a little bit of life back to the offensive game for Carell Akings. He averages 10 points a game. He struggled last night. He struggled even more tonight, but the Bulldogs have enough weapons. And the other thing is, because we've talked about this so much, we talked about it in game 1, we talked about it tonight with Reading High, we talked about it throughout the season. There's a lot of really young, good basketball players in both boys and girls basketball right now in Berks County.
Sure is.
Wilson, on the other hand, is a very veteran team. They lost Tommy Hunsinger from last year's team, and that was pretty much it from the rotation. Everybody was back. Everybody was here before. Everybody knew what to expect, and I think that experience certainly helps in a big way in this environment.
I think because of that, and you're right, it did. Their maturity, Matt Coldren mentioned it, their maturity. Reading's a younger team, but Wilson's maturity, I think, was a big difference tonight. And the other thing is, a loss tonight, even a close loss to Matt Coldren called them. They're a very, very good basketball team in Reading. Would have been a terrible disappointment for Wilson because these seniors have been playing together for so long, and winning the championship last year's juniors, I think it would have been extremely disappointing with a loss tonight. But they didn't. They won. They won with defense. They won with Maddox Gruber offensively. They won with Luke Levan, and it was an impressive performance against a team that came in here tonight on a roll.
So high school basketball season on WEU is made up of 4 stages. The regular season, the county playoffs. We go to stage 3, the district playoffs, and then eventually on to the state playoffs. And so that's where we turn our attention after championship night here at Santander Arena. Thanks to Kerry Ciato on the BCIAA for allowing us to be a part of this, and a great job by them to put on this tournament. The Reading High girls win the girls' championship 63-57 over Governor Mifflin. And again, the boys' championship goes to the Bulldogs of Wilson over Reading High 55-39. Thanks to Matt Knob and Jeff Nolan back at the WEU studios. Thanks to our technical director, Sean Tansky. For my colleague, Rich Garcella, my name is Bob McCool. We're back at it on Tuesday with the district playoffs from Wilson as they take on Cedar Crest. 7 o'clock is our airtime here on WEU. Thanks for listening and watching high school basketball. We'll have more of it starting on Tuesday right here on the voice of Berks and Beyond, WEU in Reading.
You've been listening to High School Basketball on 830 WEEU, the voice of Berks and Beyond. High School Basketball on WEEU is brought to you by
Adelphia Seafood, American Diner, Bachman's Roofing, Solar, and Remodeling, Chick-fil-A, Cross Keys Insurance, Diefenbach Snacks, Elite Fuel Service, Houndstown Reading, Judd Firestone Plumbing, Kuhn Funeral Home, Overhead Door Company, Redner's Warehouse Markets, Remax Real Estate Agent Phil Macaronis, Lincoln Plumbing,